highest value goods that move in international trade today move in containers. And really, the containerized transportation of goods movement make life as we know it today possible. Truly it does. And having effective, efficient container movement for a region really is key for the economic development of the region.
Since the 1950s, Norfolk Southern has been a leader in providing intermodal services, the transportation of consumer goods in containers between ship, rail, and road. In 2000, Norfolk Southern recognized the need to upgrade its rail route between the busy Virginia ports and the Midwest by modifying tunnels to accommodate double-stack containers. This important route is known as the Heartland Corridor.
The Heartland Corridor has been something that Norfolk Southern has been looking at for over 2 decades now. The reason it's getting done now, I think, is really the confluence of 3 important events. The first one is the rise in globalization in container shipping. The second is the movement of container freight from West Coast ports to East Coast ports. And I think the third event really driving this thing is the appetite of the public for public-private partnerships to fund the public benefits that are created in projects such as the Heartland Corridor.
And working with our partners at the federal level, our partners in the Commonwealth of Virginia and Norfolk Southern, we've created a unique public-private partnership that actually is getting the job done.
From the beginning, Norfolk Southern understood that the financial return to the railroad would have been insufficient compared to the cost. So the company married its interests, providing for double-stack clearances with the interests of other agencies within the same corridor. This public-private partnership is a unique 5-way agreement among Norfolk Southern, Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, and the federal government. Each partner would shoulder expenses for projects that are directly beneficial to them.
There are huge benefits to Norfolk Southern. Most notably is taking freight that is currently moving on fairly low density and low capacity lines, such as down to Knoxville from Roanoke and up through Harrisburg, and putting it on a high capacity, high density line, our coal routes through West Virginia.
Once you can have the clearance to double stack and actually set the boxes on top of each other, you double the capacity of that train in length. So with an 8,000 foot train where you could haul 150 boxes, now you can haul an 8,000 foot train that will carry 300 boxes.
Rail is an economic asset to our country, and it means a great deal to my home state of West Virginia. Jobs, jobs, and jobs. That's what we're talking about here. And we're also talking about a cleaner and more efficient environment for our people at the same time. And it is just a tremendous opportunity for us to be more competitive on a national scene, something we must tackle head on.
Well, it took about 3 seconds for me to look at that map of the Heartland Corridor and understand what the benefits to Ohio would be. Ohio is obviously an inland state. So what the corridor does is extend the docks into Columbus, Ohio. So this, in effect, enhances our position as a global player, terminates a major global trade lane right in the heart of Ohio.
The residual of this over about the next 10 to 15 years is 25,000 jobs in central Ohio. And I don't mean replacement jobs of where we're bringing people in and stealing from other states. I mean new jobs right in that location.
By trying to increase this Heartland Corridor, by upgrading those rail facilities, by upgrading the track and the tunnels, we give a speedier, more cost-effective way to get freight from the Port of Hampton roads into the Midwest, into Chicago.
One of the big additions that the Heartland Corridor will bring for us is speed to market. The product will be discharged in our port. We have on-dock rail. That product will get double stacked and moved to Columbus, Ohio in 24 hours. So speed to market is an important ingredient for inventory control, and in fact, it'll save our customers money.
From a strategic point of view, we think customers have been looking towards the Heartland Corridor for many years. We believe the customers with the larger ships, as they plan their deployments over the next 10 years, are going to see Hampton Roads and the Heartland Corridor as the infrastructure that has the most capacity and is better able to handle the changes in the trade flows.
Intermodal transportation uses freight terminals to provide on- and offloading between trains and trucks. These facilities, like Rickenbacker Intermodal Terminal in Columbus, Ohio, have put industries along the corridor in a very attractive position for encouraging business growth.
The states are clearly relying on these facilities to stimulate economic development. I mean, that is the public benefit that they're expecting from these. The benefit that shippers have is they're going to get closer to their customers. The more terminals we can put on the map, the closer the customers can get to their ultimate beneficial owner or the ultimate shipper, thus reducing their highway miles overall.
In the Rickenbacker area today, there's about 13 private industrial parks that have over 40 million square feet under roof of warehouses and distribution facilities because of the location, that, just like real estate, location is the greatest asset. We are starting to see a lot more volume of trains and traffic coming through this intermodal terminal, which really will help drive and speed up, we believe, development in our global logistics park and really continue to put the Rickenbacker area on the worldwide map as an inland port.
The goal of the technology at our terminals is to move the truckers in and out of the terminal as fast as possible. So as long as we're efficient on that end and we have a high-speed route to get the freight to that point, we believe we'll have the advantage in terms of securing freight and having more vessels call in Hampton Roads.
Intermodal is projected to grow 30% over the next 10 years. So efficiency is definitely one of the keys there. This is one of 3 facilities on Norfolk Southern that implements AGS, which is our automated gate system. The driver comes through a portal at the in gate. We have 9 high-definition cameras that take pictures of the container, noting any damage as it comes off the road. And currently with this system, it's about 20 minutes from the time the driver enters the facility to the time the driver exits the facility.
For motorists and shippers, the environmental benefits of the Heartland Corridor are equally as important as the economic benefits.
Clearly, one of the objectives of this project is to take trucks off the highway. We're going to do that, and as that happens, this region is going to benefit from reduced highway congestion, reduced truck emissions, and reduced highway maintenance.
We didn't used to really look at that way, but it does. It impacts not just your usage of fuel, but what happens to that rolling stock, what happens to the air and the environment as a whole as a result of saving a day and a half.
We cannot continue relying on foreign fuel for our foreign sources of energy for our future in this country. And as we devise more mechanisms to conserve and to become more fuel efficient ourselves, it helps make us more secure nationally.
Having the Heartland Corridor project really is a win for Virginia. It's a win for the environment. It's a win for removing congestion from our highways. And because the model has been a public-private, it has shown our ability to leverage our very limited public funds with those private funds from Norfolk Southern.
The Heartland Corridor was a tremendous undertaking, and careful planning and partnership made it a reality.
The Heartland Corridor has been completed and been completed within the time frame which we contended that it would be completed. That is very important in Washington because it builds a case that demonstrates that Norfolk Southern is a company that meets its commitments. We deliver on the commitments that we make, and that is true whether it's the case of contracts that we sign with customers, verbal agreements that we make with customers, understandings that we reach with them, or public-private partnerships.
Thanks to the leadership of the Heartland Partners, public-private partnerships can become templates for effective coalitions that improve and expand the country's transportation network. They are competitive advantages for America.